Hey Mark, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
So we're gonna dive into Innisfil for the middle of our month update. Um, Not a surprise. Transactions are down. Prices, well, I don't know yet. Let's see how the sell-through goes on this amount of inventory. Inventory building, a lot more listings,
Not
less
as
sell.
bad as Barry.
No, but that's one thing. They've been hovering around that 305 to 320 range consistently for several months. They don't get the turns as Barry does, even though it's a smaller market, but the Innisfil market, as you know, 100 out of those 319, 166 of them are priced a million above, which accounts for 52% of the supply.
Yeah,
And we
so I'm gonna share our screen.
so
So Innisfil's right down here. Good golly. So there, it's right there. So we had 26 sales so far, 38 last year, 31% decrease.
yep, yep.
Barry is a 45% decrease.
Yeah, I really do think, again, we're in inventory building mode the last few weeks. Soft sell through. Weather's pretty shitty, let's be honest, hasn't been good. Um, let's just see. Let's just see what happens. I hope we don't start to see more and more listings come on, because there are those people that, want their gardens perfect and want all the outside done in this, big planting weekend coming up. Are we going to see more inventory? I don't know. I hope we
Mm.
don't. I really don't. I think we need to sell through this, because then what will we see? Well, right now we're seeing some buyers have a bit more choice than they did last couple months.
Yeah. So
And
the other thing too with the actives over here, so there's 11 only 500 to 600 and only 15 600 to 7. And only one in those price ranges have sold. And this is the it's 3.4% of the inventory is in that range and 4.7. So there's not a lot in that price range at all in Innisfil, right? This is the same.
oh no, there's not. There's not. And some of them in there, because I made some notes on them, like the 5 to 6, you got the odd vacant land, you got the odd, crappy cottage that's never been done and just rotting in a sense in that price. I did think I saw the odd Sandy Cove in there too. So basically not a lot of great inventory in a sense in that 5 to 6 range. It opens a
Even the
little.
6 to 7, it's not like in Barry, right?
No, 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 not at all. Not at
No.
all. Right. And look at they're saying the sell through on them is like, whoa, like that $1 million. Again, I keep going back to this $1 million and over range because it's sitting there rotting in Innisfil. I hate to say that, but it really is.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Still not seeing change in that. Not seeing a real uptick of listings there, because the other old stuff isn't selling. So why list? And why bother trying? But, you know, if we flip it over the page to Barry, we saw a lot more activity where we saw a lot of sellers seen the inventory come on and kind of reacted faster. Really, we've seen a lot of terminations, relists, price changes.
Yes.
We don't see that a lot in Innisfil, do we? We don't see a lot of price changes too many times in that market. We don't,
No.
right?
But I also, and I don't know if this is reflective or not, but in Innisfil, you're dealing mostly with Toronto agents too.
Correct. It is a big, it is a big factor. And, I don't, I challenge them in a sense if they're watching the market as closely as we are. The answer is no, because they're not reacting,
No,
right?
they're not. Well, and I think another problem in Innisfil is like everybody kind of holds tight, meaning like everybody just stays at the same price. Like if my neighbor's not lowering, why would I lower?
Yeah, well, we've seen the odd one come out of there, but it's rare where we go, holy cow, that sold for 1.3 and it was only listed for 8 days, right? Because they priced that property properly, right?
Yeah.
Compared to some of the other inventory that's been sitting there rotting, right? So I don't know. Innisfil's been a challenge for us to report and update on it. Not much has changed.
No. And
right?
like I said, we've seen so far in May, we've seen a big decrease in sales in both places.
Yeah,
And I mean, I don't know, we might end up, it might pick up a bit, but is it gonna make up that difference? That's a big difference to make up.
I think I do, and look where the inventory levels you know what I mean, are high in the higher price ranges. When I was flipping through these listings, there wasn't a lot of great inventory in these lower ranges in that community.
No, the ones that are in the lower range are horrible.
Are horrible. They're they're not
They're
good
not
stuff.
livable.
No, they're not good inventory in a sense, right? Not seeing the good inventory come up in that in that area. When it does, it moves quick. But
I'm looking right now, 650 and under in Innisfil for somebody, and
you can't find it. That's even okay.
no, it's not livable. Yeah, like they're not livable.
No, not livable. I know. That's the thing, right? It's a different challenge. We'll see what happens in the coming weeks, right? We'll tell the story. You know, there's lots of moving parts to this puzzle in this
Now,
economy.
listen, I did notice today, yesterday and today, I didn't see a lot of new listings.
No, no. And I didn't really see that much, you know, that, and again, this is a long weekend coming up. You know, I'd be telling
Yeah,
people,
but you know what, Mark? And a lot of times in Innisfil and cottage country, the clients think the long weekend is a good time to list because people are coming here.
yeah, well, yeah, it opened up.
There's the Barrie Waterfront Festival and stuff. There's stuff going on. And a
Yeah,
lot of people, if you're selling a cottage
yeah,
and people come up here on the long weekend for cottages, it is the time. It is a good time to list it.
but I'm not seeing a lot of cottages being listed right now. I don't see a lot of good waterfront out there. You know, I still see those
There's a
front,
couple.
a couple, but nothing great. I don't think I've seen anything on Leonard or Purvis. Those are two great streets. One on Adams, I think, and a couple other areas, but you know, to me, those are the best streets. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. There's lots of moving parts to this puzzle. You know, have the buyers retracted? No, I think it's too early to tell, but we noticed them when they were out in February, March. April, we saw a little bit of maybe contraction. May, well, you know,
We're
we're only
seeing more.
there could be more, right? Are those buyers just waiting, right? I mean, look at all the news. We got hit with capital gains from the new budget, you know? Is that deteriorating people? Well, I think
I think
it's,
the buyers are there because I do know some people with lower price listings where they're getting a lot of showings all of a sudden.
yeah,
So there's people out there, but
yeah,
for the right thing.
right. It's gotta be the right thing. There's activity, but there's just not tons of activity. Not the activity that we would expect to be in May already. We're not seeing it.
Listen, Mark, July and August, it dies.
Die. As soon as those kids are done school, the countdown's on. All right, what, 5 more weeks? Go to school, 6, 5 or 6 anyway. High school kids a little earlier, then it gets real quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see people taking holidays, enjoying themselves, right? And well, you know, in the other video, I would challenge people in Innisfil that are sitting there, you know what I mean, to really evaluate the price point. Look at your days on market. Look how their properties show compared to what the competition's showing, and maybe adjust. Or maybe they're not serious sellers. I don't know. Right? I
Oh
know
yeah,
people.
you always get that group that if I can get this, I'll
Right,
sell it, but if I can't, I'll stay.
right. And those ones are not doing nothing.
No,
Remember, give this a like, share, and if anyone has any questions on Simcoe County or the Innisfil real estate market, get in contact with Diane or myself.
or
But
drop us a comment if there's something you'd like us to do a video about.
any other things you want to talk about? Because
I
I
don't
think we
think so.
covered it. It's not a lot to real talk about. We're talking about the same things in circles sometimes, I feel, with Innisfil. Not much changed in there. Got to drop those high price points.
Yep. And the market's still slow, so
Right. And it's going to get slower once those kids go to school. So your window is getting shorter and shorter.
yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay,
See
see ya.
you.
Bye.
Bye.